Okay, so I was just going through looking at some of the stuff from Ferel Interactive that they've been releasing on Twitter or X.com or however it's said. I almost feel uncomfortable saying X.com. But anyways, it's there. And they got some footage from their new port to the iOS. And, you know, so in it, I'm taking a look and I noticed a couple things from it. I haven't played Rome on iPad or anything like that, so I don't know what to expect from the differences of this. And there's a couple things I noticed. So on here, obviously, you can see that this is where you're going to be able to change from running to walking and stopping and grouping and ungrouping. But I don't see target shooting, and I don't see clicking sabers to charge somebody or clicking target to shoot somebody. So you're basically left to fire at will unless I'm missing seeing it somewhere. So that's kind of interesting. I guess you're just left to the will of the AI to pick out the targets. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it's not. Another thing is, so when I was first watching, I was wondering how many units you'd have on the battlefield. So in this, we've got 13. I think 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 units on this field. So there's space left over. So does that mean, I could see 14 here, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That doesn't leave room for 20 like we have, or does it just go over this thing, whatever this is for? Because I don't know what this button is going to be for. Or is it just showing you this is where your men go, and when it's full, that thing goes away? Hopefully that's the case, because it seems like it's perfectly spaced for you to have 20 all the way across. Because at 10, this is definitely looks like half of the screen. Anyways. Yeah, I'll be curious to see if that's the case. One of the other things I noticed is that we have 3 of these guys, which you're only able to recruit 1 of in the vanilla game. So that's interesting. And we're fighting against natives here. So we got European French army based on seeing this, or were they shipped over there, or is this just a play battle situation where they picked to fight against the Huron, and they picked a map that suits that environment? It's going to be curious to see if that's the case or not, that you're able to recruit these type of units in the Americas. Are you, like I said, are we just looking at a play battle, which most likely that's what this is. But in that case, you're only able to recruit 1 of these guys in those in vanilla, even in a play battle situation. Okay, so while I'm editing this, I have noticed up at the top it says Chief's Bodyguard 45 remaining, walking, eager, fresh. So does that mean the person has selected it, and maybe that's how you target shoot? I don't know, but we'll find out, I guess, as we get going. All right, so in the next little screenshot, a couple interesting things we're seeing here. Shows your income for the next turn here, which is nice touch. I like that. Shows Savoy, so they must have clicked on Savoy, showing it's at peace. A couple other things. It looks like our research tab is here. French, so I don't know what this is. This is obviously the government tab, and the diplomacy tab. Intern, not sure what this would be. Would this be for your armies, recruitments? Maybe that's what that is. It seems like you would click on your different settlements for that, but I don't know. Curious to see what that's going to be. Obviously, this should be your world map, take you to the different maps, is what I would think that is. Maybe I'll figure out what that is. We'll go to the next screenshot. Okay, so I think we answered our own question with this next screenshot with that French button is. I think it takes you to this screen. Either that or this is when you start the game, but obviously when you're in the Empire now, you have the ability to get to where your objectives and the details of your campaign are. So, but this definitely almost looks like the starting, obviously, of a campaign. But why does it say Brandenburg here if you're France? Huh. I don't know. Very strange. Very strange indeed. But it looks sharp. I like this. I like this a lot. Map looks clean and sharp. Love it. All right, let's take a next look at this next screenshot. So this is what our battle deployment is going to look like. It looks like siege 4 turns before they surrender is what this looks like. Of course, here's your total forces in each one of the armies. Shows, I mean, some of this is just self-explanatory. I don't know. I'm showing, up here again, it shows you how much you're going to make next turn. Not that that's relevant to what the battle deployment is, but this is really clean. Love this. It just looks super clean and sharp. Great job on this. Okay, then we're looking at the regional capital captured, Moria. How do you wish to proceed? This is different. This is awesome. So once you take over the region, I guess they won the battle, the Ottomans, obviously. Annex this region and add it to your territory, or new protectorate, Greece. Liberate this region and cede the territory to its historic owner. This nation will become your protectorate. Man, I love that. That is amazing, guys. What an amazing detail. This is the things that we're looking for when we want, obviously, this game to be remastered. This is incredible. I love this detail. All right. So, we can see in the next screenshot that they have liberated the Greek nation and made them a protectorate. This is just fantastic. What an awesome entry into this game. So now Greece is a protectorate of the Ottoman Empire. This is exciting. I love this. I'm loving to see what other things that they're going to come up with, because this is fantastic. Really is. Can't wait for this remaster, guys. I know this is for the port to the to tablets and such, but come on, let's get it done, guys. I highly encourage you guys to go on X and comment on these posts, because you need to just like completely inundate them with requests for the remaster. I'm doing it. I see that there's a couple other people talking about remastering it. Just keep blasting them with this, because this is the kind of stuff that will encourage them to get the remaster done. I mean, just continue. Show the support for the remaster. I mean, wouldn't you love to see this in the PC game? Come on, man. I mean, I'm going to do my Biden impression. Come on, man. Let's get this done. This looks fantastic. All right, let's take a look at this. So we got all these shovels here. I don't know what all the shovels are about. Maybe, oh, you know what? Okay, I see. This guy, once you click the shovel for him, so then you're able to set up which one you want. The trench or the shows the freeze. So this guy has picked this. This guy, which he's selected, has, this is when you're able to pick the options up here. And he has picked the trench. So this is cool. Great stuff. So let's look again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 units. So let's see. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It looks like we can get 20 in here. I love this. This is great stuff. Then we got another shot of them entrenched. Wonderful. Of course, nobody uses this because of how lame it is. Unfortunately, you're not able to really get good angles using this. So it really makes them very susceptible for flanking. Yeah, it's unfortunate because it is a nice feature, but I don't know. Hopefully they've fixed it where when you're using howitzers, you can shoot in any damn direction like you are with howitzers on others, when you don't have them entrenched, because howitzers can lob over these things. Why shouldn't they be able to? So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully they've looked into that, because this is a well-known thing that these entrenched artillery is not ideal in the game. In the attack field defenses, we can deploy before combat to protect your men, including trenches, cavalry spikes, gabions. They present significant obstacle when employed by the enemy. When they say cavalry spikes, so they're talking about the shows, the freeze. And then when they're talking about the gabions, they're talking about this. Of course, the trench is this. So, very interesting. On their other post, see, I don't know how I stopped following this. I guess I've been too involved in football stuff on Twitter. I haven't been keeping up, but I have been following this since they made the announcement. In the 1700s were tumultuous times. Empire's thrones sit on shifting sands. Each nation begins with one of three government types, offering unique strengths and weaknesses. As political theory advances, clamor for reform grows, and glorious revolution may follow. So let's take a look at these screenshots. All right. So we've got the beautiful mugs of our leaders here, and really nice, clean look to this. Looks like, is this a family tree? It's hard to see. It looks like a tree in a person, so we may be getting a family tree here, ladies and gentlemen, which would be quite interesting. So I'm not sure what this button would do. Obviously, this should be where you're able to switch out your cabinet members. It looks like we have... okay. So we got, of course, your presidential or your prime minister, your treasurer, government, army, navy, and this is the Americas most likely. And then your opposition that you can change them with. So obviously if they had India, we'd have another dude here. Yeah, so quite interesting. So this is what the government tab looks like when you probably click this button here. And then we're going to take a look at this. Yeah, this gives you their stats on each one of the guys. So obviously we're looking at this dude here. So this shows you what his traits are going to apply for you on benefits to your government. Better candidate, it shows you. So I wonder if you can switch it immediately to this candidate, even though this is a constitutional monarchy, where in the vanilla game, you just get some random dude replacing them. It's the absolute monarchy where you can switch and put wherever you want. But I like that they're putting a better candidate here. Now we'll see if the AI is actually picking the better candidate. That's interesting to see if that would be the case or not. But here's the kick button if you want to kick them. So maybe they're showing you in advance who you don't have an option, but they're showing you who you're going to get if you kick the person. Maybe that's what that is. And then in what do you call it? Absolute monarchy, you're just able to slide them up there. Who knows? We'll find out as we get more information or get the game. But notifications. So let's see so this is your election results, I guess, after your intern, and all your different notifications after the turn. So that's interesting. It's very clean. I love how clean this looks. And then we got a revolution happening. Let's take a look at the next one. Austrians have been Europe's bulwark against the Ottomans' incursions for centuries. Mastery of light infantry tactics and dynamic movement on the battlefield will serve them well against their frosty neighbors, making them ideal for more experienced commanders. So that's awesome. So obviously, these guys understand that Austria is a light nation. So in the game, you have a couple nations that are really advanced with their light infantry. Austria being number one, with the ability to get Grinzers and Windboucher Jaegers. And just, you know, obviously then you also have Jaegers, which why would you get Jaegers when you're able to get Grinzers? Don't know, because Grinzers are just so amazing. But Great Britain is another very good light infantry nation. So it seems like these guys have a really good understanding of the game. I love that. But with light infantry, it's very important to have the ability to target shoot. I don't see a fire at will button on here, which can, you know, is this maybe a playback of a recording? But I don't think it would be, because then you wouldn't have the run and stop button. So where's our target shooting and our fire at will button? So it seems like you only have fire at will. So that could be problematic, and I'm going to explain why. Because in Empire Total War, the terrain and the features of the terrain are very important. So in this spot, we can see that they're getting off great shots. But if they were behind this rock, they would be, with the fire at will on, they'd be shooting at this guy over here, and they'd be blasting the side of the rock. So obviously just having fire at will on is not always ideal, because they're going to be shooting at units that they can't get a good line of sight on, because the AI is not smart enough to know that, hey, if I shoot at a unit and I'm a little bit further down this hill, I'm going to be shooting the hill. And so that's not ideal. So hopefully there is a fire at will button and a target shooting button, so that you can have fire at will off and be able to move your unit up and over a range, target shoot, and be able to make that effect. Because once again, it is quite difficult to have that. I mean, that'd be not ideal. Let's say, just bluntly, would be not ideal at all if you were not able to target the enemies and have the ability to turn off fire at will. It would be very bad. So let's go to the next screen. Okay, so in this one, we're looking at Austria's starting position, obviously, and not really much to say about this. Once again, we're able to see how much money they're going to make on the next turn. This is quite a lot, frankly. And this is their starting income in the vanilla game, but I don't know, maybe they do, when you start up, maybe they do gain 5,006 on the first turn. I'd have to go in and look just to make sure, but it seems kind of high. You know, once you're switching around, your cabinet, maybe you can get up to that and adding trade agreements. But before you're starting trade agreements, I don't know. Maybe they've already started doing that and got built up to that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just talking after just seeing the screenshot for the first time. So it looks like maybe you're on turn 1 once you click this. Maybe that's what they're looking at. This is the end of turn 1. Click on that, and you'll be going to turn 2. Maybe that's what the 1 is signifying. Let's go to the next screenshot. So here is their details. Yeah, so nothing really much to discuss on this, but I love the look of this. All right, so their other post, trade is the lifeblood of an empire, and it's the race to control exotic luxuries at the source, which often drives nations into conflict. Spices, tea, fur, and other goods can be transported to your capital over land and sea, and to be traded via diplomacy for a tidy profit. All right, so let's take a look at this. It's showing how much you make. Yeah, so anyway, that's kind of what we're looking at there. Not much to talk about. All right, so then obviously here's your diplomacy, where you can try to get trade agreements, military alliances, and so on and so forth. Agents are great minds, devout theologians, and no good, dirty, low-down scoundrels of their age. Yeah, love that. They emerge from towns, see yesterday's post, can cross international borders without penalty. Here's how they can subtly swing the scale of power in your favor. Got them all lined up like a little gallery for us. So this must be turn 8. The other post was one of Empire's most unique features is its minor towns, which grow along with population in each region. Each one can be upgraded to improve things such as research, public order, blah, blah, blah. We all know the drill on this. So I love that they haven't changed this. They're keeping the game true to its origins. This is just fantastic. So you click on it and you got to choose between which one you want. That is groovy. Seems like this town has emerged quite early. We're on turn 2. Or wait. Is this not a town already when you start the game? Maybe they demolished it so they could show? I don't know. Because this should already be a town, because usually the Swedish spy comes and destroys it. But it is on turn 2, so that could be that they demolished it. This is turn 2. They got 10-9, so I wonder if they changed the starting amounts of these nations, because this should be Russia that we're dealing with here. So they starting with 10,000 now? After turn 1, they had this much, and they're getting 5,500. That seems like quite a bit. So, yeah. So this is all their buildings in England, showing I wonder what the number represents. That'd be here. Why is there a number there? Interesting. Wonder what that would represent. Your turn, how many turns? Okay, maybe if you're upgrading, that's how many turns it will take. Why do we have a red and a green? Did the greens get done? No. Because these farms at this stage should be like next turn. 4 turns in that, so I don't know. Hard to say. Maybe they've changed how many turns it takes to build these buildings up. But then you got amber, green, and red. It's like we're at a stoplight now. Maybe this shows the progress of the building. Which level it's at? Don't know. Of course, they're a government building. That's what we got here, guys. So once again, let me encourage you to go to Ferel Interactive's Twitter, follow them, and every time they make a post, make sure that you are putting on their post. This looks great. Can't wait to see it in Empire. I mean, the remaster, sorry. Yeah, thinking. Actually, I'm going to post on here. Big shout out to all of our channel members for all of their support. If you would like to become a channel member today, click that join button and get early access to content like this and exclusive content for members only. Be involved in the decision making of what comes out, and also, I appreciate you all.